Hi everyone, it's Laura Peterson here, back to talk to you today about the Elevation Group. And I want to take you on a quick tour of the members' website. Now, Elevation Group, or EVG, is a financial education resource site. It's not an investing site specifically. You're not going to get advice or suggestions on what you should or should not do or should not invest in. Instead, it is a financial education resource, and a great one at that. It was started by Mike Dillard, who became a millionaire at the age of 27, and this was after struggling and being dead broke for many, many years. Mike has actually been someone that I've followed for a number of years now, and I think is incredibly intelligent and full of integrity as he looks at these things. But when Mike saw the economy crashing in 2008, he also decided he needed to start getting serious about wisely investing his own money. He wanted to learn how to do that, wanted to be able to take care of his family, but no longer wanted to rely on the traditional methods that we've all heard about, things like investing in IRAs or stocks or 401ks. He wanted to go beyond that and learn a lot more, and really wanted to learn how the ultra wealthy invest, and then wanted to be able to share that information with other people. And so EVG was born. Now, when you become a member of EVG, here is what you see. This is the very first page. You come up to the dashboard when you log in. And obviously this is telling you what you're going to see here. A great getting started area. But on this page, you're going to see the news feed, a quick at-a-glance view. You're going to see your progress. I think this is really kind of cool. From all the different sections of courses, you're going to see how many things you've completed out of each one. As you can see, I've completed 3 of 4 in the foundation. Security and growth, I've done some there as well. There's also the gold and silver charts, which I think is wonderful to have there. And just all the news things. This gives you your at-a-glance look. And you can see your progress bar follows you every page. You can see where you are on the different levels. Now, the foundation is really what it says. It's a blueprint. It's laying that solid base in the new financial era. And they go through all these things. Here we've got, again, this is Mike Dillard here. This one right here. And this is Robert Hirsch. And they have worked together to create this. And it's it's a really nice, easy layout of the site so that you can easily follow along and track your progress. First, how to generate wealth in the new economy and enjoy tax-free retirement. The next one, cash flow banking system. I loved this. I loved everything, but there's certain things that stuck out for me more. This is really about creating your own bank. It was a lot of information I hadn't heard before, so it was pretty valuable. And then, of course, what everybody's talking about today, buying and selling gold and silver. It has Mike Maloney is speaking about that. He is one of the premier experts on gold and silver and wealth cycles, and has a ton of great information here. Uncovering the dirty little secrets of the credit score game. That's the last on the foundation right now. Here's the great thing. Right now there's these 4 courses inside foundation. They're adding, Mike and Robert are always adding new information, new courses. As they go and find new experts to talk to, they will add new information. So this is a continually evolving site. Under security, we've got, how can I protect my quality of life? Empowering your children to create a billion-dollar family legacy. That was really eye-opening for me to look at. It's not just about me, it's about the future as well, and we can change things right here, right now, with the steps that we take. Diversifying assets overseas, profiting from hyperinflation, preparing for the worst of times. This one is actually, I haven't watched all of it, I've watched a little bit, but this is actually about survival and preparation and things like that. But I love that Mike is not a doom and gloom kind of guy. It's not about that. It's not about end of the world and those kinds of things that a lot of survivalists or preppers can sometimes be. It's really about being more self-sustainable, learning how to grow your own food, having the right things on hand so that in a disaster or an emergency, you're prepared. And I think that's smart and wise things to do, and absolutely valuable. Not at all something that's doom and gloom and the world is going to end tomorrow. And then how to invest more and more money into your IRA each and every year. Okay. Then we look at the growth section where you're looking at how can your money work for you. The very first video in here, if you've seen any of my other videos, this was a crucial video and lesson for me. It spun my mindset around with home businesses. I've done home businesses for a long time, but this video is where Mike talks about learning a new skill set. And for whatever reason, that hit me and got me just thinking entirely differently about home businesses, that it was no longer about the business doing it and making me a millionaire. It was about me and what I was learning and my skill sets and what I could learn from different things. And it may be simple. Some of you may be like, well, duh. However, for me, it was really, really important and a really big thing. So love this lesson. And just to show you real quick too, on each lesson, there are, notes here all about the lesson. You can see all these notes all the way down. So Mike shares his story, what he learned, all these different things. Okay. This one's a really, really long one. So lot there. I'm not even going to go all the way to the bottom. Okay. And then he actually has a summary on each lesson also. That's just a quick little thing. And that can be really helpful. And then over here is where you check. Obviously, you see I have done this one. The lesson is complete. So you can mark it complete and it'll show up in your progress bar. Okay. The rest of the things in the growth section, a 3-part real estate strategy. Loved that. That was really a new way to look at real estate for me. I didn't know all that much about it to begin with, but it really was a very helpful way of looking at things. Beginner's Guide to Trading Stocks. He introduces you to Tom Wheelwright, who is actually on the Rich Dad Robert Kiyosaki's team, and how to invest in oil and gas like the rich do. Okay, so those are the core courses. Again, those are always being updated, and you will find new ones. Now, just along the top real quickly, first is the news feed. Anything new that's going on. Like yesterday, there was a webinar talking about investing in oil and gas like the ultra wealthy. You see that right here. All sorts of information here, all the latest news that's been going on. Okay. The diary. This is where Mike actually shares his personal thoughts and opinions. There's only 9 of them right now. He doesn't do it all the time, but he always shares some really valuable information on what to do. Here, the latest tax ramifications when it's time to sell your gold and silver. Very useful information to have. And right here is the portfolio. This is one of my favorite things to actually see, because what Mike does is he lets you track along with him with his personal investments. It's not an up-to-the-minute glance at his return on investment. It's actually demonstrating how he puts his money to work, as you can see in the paragraph over there. Over here. So he updates his return on investment, shows you what he's doing, shows you whether he's in a buying status or selling. Here we got precious metals, cash flow banking, tax consulting, apartment complex, oil field housing, and FX trading, and his home-based business. Done very well there, obviously. Okay, so I think that's huge. I don't know that there's anybody else out there that will share their information and open up, this is what I'm doing with my money. So I think it's incredibly valuable to be able to see that and to follow along with him. Not valuable if you don't then take the lessons and make changes for yourself, if you only decide to live vicariously through him. However, it is valuable to see that and to learn from his steps that he's taking. Now, EVG Live, I mentioned this just a moment ago in the news section. Every 2 weeks, they have an event that happens where they bring some experts and they do a live webinar, you actually can then write in your questions. Any questions you have, you can write while you're there. You can get those questions answered, and extremely, extremely valuable. And those are always recorded, so you have access to them for later. And the last section is the Rolodex. This is where Mike puts all the contact information of an incredible amount of people that he has connected with and knows and will share with you. For example, his financial planner, Paul Harmon, gives you ways to connect with him, or another advisory team. And you'll learn about a lot of these people through the core courses, so you'll know a little bit more what they do, that kind of thing. But I think it's really valuable to have all that information. Even if you don't live in the area of those people, you can find the information. You could even be able to learn what you need to look for other investors, other experts in your area. Okay, so I hope this has been helpful for you as you're considering EVG for your own financial education. If you take a look at the cost of a college education today, it's huge. EVG is the biggest bargain out there when you think about that. And quite frankly, I don't know what college will teach you all of the principles that EVG does. I don't think there's a college that exists out there that will give you this kind of information and really help you change your financial future and your family's financial future. So if you're serious about learning the techniques, strategies, and tools to empower yourself and change your financial future and your family's, click on the link below the video here to hear from Mike and learn how to become a member yourself right away. There's really no time to waste. I don't think the economy is getting any better anytime soon. I think we are in for a lot of changes, possibly some challenges and struggles, though I think that's partly what we make of it and how we view it. But it is changing, and now is the time to act. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful day. Peace and blessings to all of you.